Oh, okay. Hello, my friends. Today we are going to be looking at the very, very, very rough first draft of Red Lights. These are all the ideas that I had written down for the series, so without further ado, let's get into this book. I have a whole bunch of stuff written about it, so we're gonna have a grand old time reading it. The first thing is the name for the series. Here I have it called Death by D, and I think I was gonna write more, but I was like, oh, that sucks. These were the names that I had. I had Who Am I? 3 Strikes, We Own It, Killer Inside, Red Light, Loyalty, This Moment. Now I'm pretty sure that a lot of this stuff was based off of this song because it was my favorite song for a long time, and it's pretty fitting for Red Lights in a way. I ended up not going with any of these names, clearly. I just took Red Light and put an S on it, so in a way I stayed true to the original draft. And then this is where we get into some crazy stuff. The theme of it is drama horror, which I would probably just call it a thriller. That's what a drama horror is. A drama horror is a thriller. Sis, go to school. For songs, this was before I guess I realized copyright was a thing. I had Seven Nation Army, We Must Be Killers, that was a good song. I'm in Love with a Sociopath, No Heaven, We Own It, Fire, Water, Burn. These are still songs I bop to this day. Then here we have the bio. Clawson High is an average high school until a new student shakes up their school. Velvet Blue is a convicted murderer fresh out of the asylum? Assignment? Ooh, I think it was supposed to be asylum. Ready for fun. She's a rebel and finds others like her to stir up terror among the school. Oh my god. This is a series filled with death, horror, and sprinkle of love. I think it's supposed to be like a sprinkle of love. Holy. That was hard to read for many reasons. One, the English is on another level. And 2, the cringe is just eating me. My soul has been eaten by the cringe. Red Lights was supposed to take place in a school where for some reason they let people who are convicted murderers fresh out of the asylum go to high school. The cast: Velvet May Blue, Jake Hudson, Toby Dawson, no idea who Toby is, Diesel Manning, I don't like that last name, Manning, Cooper Lawton, Katie White, Lauren Genskas, Clara Root, Sheriff Williams, Deputy Miller, Stephanie, Clara's mom and dad. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know who any of these people are except for Velvet, Jake, Diesel, and Cooper. Everybody else, no idea who they are. And then we turn the page. What destruction will we see next? Here I went more in depth with the characters, so maybe I'll have some idea of what I was talking about on that last page. Velvet is a gun-carrying, cigarette-smoking bad girl. I'm so glad that they let you bring guns to school. I guess this was before it turned into a really yikes type of situation. She's a loose cannon that could blow at any second, and you don't want to get on her bad side. Okay, I feel like that's pretty accurate to Velvet. I feel like I did tone her down. She's not gun carrying at school, but you know. For Jake, we have he's a rich kid from the city and thinks he's better than everyone else, but in a weak moment he really fell for Velvet. The canon final draft of Red Lights, Jake plays a really small part. He does have a really big part of the plot when you think about it, but he's technically only in the series for like 5 minutes maybe. I guess in this he was supposed to kind of be more involved and enriched with the story, but then we have this Toby character that I have no idea who he is. Toby, he's a strong-willed, crazy street kid with a bad temper and doesn't let anyone get in his way. Jack doesn't really fit this, but Russell, I don't know, he doesn't really fit it either. Then we have Diesel. He's a car man with a need for speed. And has a crush on Velvet, but he doesn't let that get in the way of his tough guy personality. I would say that Diesel's a lot more sensitive in the actual series, whereas on the page I guess he's tough guy. Cooper, this is funny. She's a tough feline with some thick black eyeliner. She has a dark side, and that's a side not everyone has seen. I don't know how I feel about this. I would say that this is pretty accurate to Cooper in the end. I'm glad that I did have the same LPS cast as Cooper. So then we have Katie, who I'm kind of assuming is supposed to be Alexis, but I don't know. Katie is a smart, preppy city girl who somehow got tangled up with the tough kids. Seems kind of fitting for Alexis, if I do say so myself. Then lastly here, I have Lauren and Clara. Clara's name is Claire, like Clara. They're also city girls with an eye for drama, and one of them won't make it out alive. I think this is supposed to be like, I don't even remember her name. Joyce! Her name was Joyce. I think this is supposed to be like Joyce and her little squad. And, you know, obviously Joyce didn't make it out alive. Over here we get into some weird uncharted territory, and I'm not really sure what any of this is. I think maybe this is supposed to be like quotes from the series. I still do this to this day where I come up with a series and usually I have a bunch of like lines come to my head from scenes that I want to do, and usually I write those down so I don't forget. So maybe that's what I did here. But, this is like really dark, so let's just, ooh. The terror that spreads over their face, their eyes glazing over as they fall unconscious to the floor, their life slipping away as the blood seeps from their wounds, gasping for air until they breathe their last glorious breath. Being the person who does that is the best feeling in the world. Thankfully, this was not used in the series. I feel like Red Lights was more, yeah, like there's some bad people here, but at the end of the day, they're not horrible. They're kind of half-decent good people, maybe. At least I think so, but then at the same time, these are like my creations, so I kind of see them as my kids and they can do no wrong. If I had to use lines like this, I think I would have taken away from that aspect, and it would have been like, oh, well, they're terrible, so who cares if they all die. And then we get into the cast of Littlest Pet Shops that I thought for each character. Let's just see how close I was with everything. For Velvet, I just have duh, because Velvet has always been a character on every single one of my channels. Velvet was actually a big character on my first channel, which was when I was writing this stuff. Some people might remember her, most people won't, because there's not many people still around on LPS YouTube from back in those days, and I was not popular whatsoever at all, but Velvet was popular. Velvet was a character who used to have her own show, and it would be like Velvet goes to the grocery store, or like Velvet does this and that, and Velvet would swear all the time, and it was supposed to be comedy. Not sure how I feel about it. In a way, like some days I feel like bringing back that character, because at the end of the day I love Velvet with my whole heart, but I feel like after first using her in Red Lights, I feel like I can't really do much with Velvet again except for continue her character arc as Velvet from Red Lights. I don't know, maybe someday just for fun and to walk down memory lane I will do a quote-unquote Velvet video. I wish I had my old computer so I could include clips of my old Velvet videos, because I'm sure they would probably cringe me right into a coma, but it would be worth it for you guys to see. So here we have Jake is a gray-brown collie, and then Jake's mom is a brown collie with purple eyes. I feel like I used both of these, the gray-brown, right? Toby is a German Shepherd. So Toby is actually Russell. I changed Russell so much. Russell ended up being Southern and a pretty nice guy. Diesel, duh. Katie, an orange beagle. Wow. Okay, so Katie was technically in the series. She was in episode 1. She was one of Joyce's friends. I don't know if her name is still Katie though. Clara is a blonde Cocker Spaniel. So Clara was Joyce. I was right. Diesel's brother. I don't remember Diesel ever having a brother, but okay. The Menaced. Oh, Jake's dad and the mistress. Wow, sister is shook at her own series. And here I have a little idea list of everything that I wanted to do in the series, just like some bigger things. Burning a house down, which we did, sisters. Become Hitman, also did. One dies, so may have taken it a little too far. But yes, that does happen. Running away together, yep. Boom, boom, boom. This is a big old thing here. Let me read this. They become Hitman after I had crossed out Velvet. Shoots Clara for kissing Diesel. Does Velvet like Diesel, question mark? Who knows? Then they get Katie to text Lauren so she doesn't get worried. Clara parents make a public announcement and offer money for her return. Then the guys get worried and move into an abandoned house. Then they get an offer to kill other people and it becomes their job. Then they get an offer, a really good job with a lot of money, to burn down a very rich man's house for his son, who's mad because he's cheating on his mom. So they have to kill the Gares? The Gares? What? And Toby gets shot, but before this, Jake dies. Velvet kills him. Yes, Velvet, his own girlfriend. Woo! I'm shook. What did I just read right now? There's a lot of stuff to unpack here. Toby gets shot before this. I don't know how or why. Jake dies. Velvet kills him. Yes, Velvet, his own girlfriend. So Jake and Velvet are dating. So Velvet kills him? Why? He's just like, yo, I'll give you a bunch of money if you kill someone for me. And she's like, yo, cool, but I'll kill you now. Like, what? Oh my god, I'm so glad that I didn't follow through with this. That was something. Some days I do question myself and I think, wow, I wish I could have done more with red lights. If I could remake it, I would change this and that and whatever, just because I've advanced more with my props and whatnot and realism and all that stuff. But then at the end of the day, after looking at this, I realized that I could have followed this storyline to a T, and whew, Lord would have needed to help us because this was a mess. Hopefully this was fun for you guys to watch, especially if you've seen red lights. This is kind of like the alternate universe red lights, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you guys super soon with a new video. Bye guys.